Hello everyone. We're today at Kelkwan Tengwarkwan, and today we have two beautiful people that we'll be interviewing. Would you like to introduce yourself without your names?
Yeah, I'm from the social science department,
And
and I study anthropology. I'm a new student. Shouldn't say.
where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Kenya. Oh my God. I'm from Kenya. Yeah.
Okay, so I also study anthropology. I'm in the master's program. I'm in my third semester and I'm Korean.
Oh, okay. And there are some there today, and yeah, we have these two beautiful people together. So let's see what are their views on diversity. So first of all, we'd like to tell you what this entire thing is about. So we are the Diversity Council, right? And we want to know what people think about diversity on campus. So we're going to understand your views, and it could be absolutely random and candid. So my first question to you is, when you hear the word diversity, what is the first term that comes to your mind? Like one word.
I think I don't mean to say this in like a negative way, but I think the first word that comes into my mind is stereotypes. So I think like in terms of diversity, it's about how you're going to deal with stereotypes, whether you receive it from others or you're giving it to other people from different cultures, different backgrounds. So yeah, and I think it's really easy to make quick judgments. So it's not that we should abolish stereotypes, like the whole, but just how to deal with it and sort of balance it with healthy judgments.
Right.
So I think it's a tricky part about diversity.
That's a good answer.
For me, it's basically the struggle to be more inclusive and adopt more like people who are different, people from different races, people from different religions. It's like, you know, that banner with, oh, this person is, you know, Muslim, someone who's black, someone who's Hispanic, someone who's white, you know, just something very inclusive that covers each and every person. So I think that's like, you know, just that aspect of trying to achieve diversity and inclusivity amongst people. So
That's a great answer. So we understand that there is this thing of imposing stereotypes and categorically like distinguishing people, right? But we want more inclusiveness. So based on that, what do you think on our campus at SNU, that one term that you can describe diversity as in what you have seen? So your views might be different from what I've seen, but we accept all views right here. So let's go.
It's definitely much more multicultural than I thought. When I was an undergraduate, I didn't really notice it or pay attention to it, but as a graduate student, I think I'm witnessing more and more diversity in terms of like where like there are people from different countries, different cultures, but also it's very like different for why you're coming to Korea, to what are your reasons, how long have you lived here, and I think a lot of Korean people treat them as if like they are newcomers, but often sometimes they're born and raised here. They have different reasons for coming here. So like I think Korean people especially, they're not really aware of the various reasons that they could have, the various backgrounds and the relationships they have with Korea.
for me, I would say, I think going to my own department, usually I feel like I'm the only foreigner most of the time. You don't meet a lot of foreigners, but one place I would say I think is the most diverse place is when I go to the main cafeteria at, where is it? I'm not so sure of the location, the one near the library. Yeah, so that place is one of the most diverse places, I would say, because there are so many exchange students, so many Koreans, and it's most of the time that's why I see fellow Africans. So I'm like, oh, I'm not the only one who's like a black person in this campus. So that's when I feel like, okay, SNU is a bit diverse. Oh, there's more people other than, myself. So.
Right. So like, department-wise, there's a lot of difference in the number of foreigners that are there. But yeah, we do have multiculturalism. Some departments have too much. Some departments don't have too much. But yeah, I hope that we reach that point in SNU someday, that we have, that sort of good ratios we see about foreigners and Koreans, and not just diversity in terms of multiculturalism, but also like gender and other aspects of diversity. So we're back to the questions again. And what is that one thing when you're in a group setting on campus that makes you feel included, that makes you feel I'm part of this group, I'm associated with this group?
I don't know how to approach that question, but I would say when I am invited to go out and eat with my classmates. I think it's one of the things I like the most about my department and my fellow classmates. We try to eat out after class sometimes, yes. and it's such a nice gesture because when I compare my experience as a foreigner in Korea and studying, being the only foreigner in your class sometimes, you hear stories of, oh, my classmates are not that friendly, or no, so, but because of my nice department, I've felt so included, and I really like that aspect. So a meal goes a long way.
Oh, yes. Department of Anthropology is open for admission. Please come here.
I think, when I'm taking a class from a different department and I'm like the only person from the anthropology department, I do feel left out sometimes. I know it's not meant to. It's very easy for it to happen, but especially during breaks when everyone's talking and I have nowhere to go except through my phone or to the toilet. So whenever there's no people from the same group as you who you're not talking to, I do feel a bit excluded. When I used to go to Tumari, if they're doing things that I don't usually do after the official activities, then I do feel excluded. For example, they might want to go drinking or smoking, and I do like drinking, but if I'm not in that activity, then I do feel excluded because I'm not doing the common activities that they're doing. When do I feel included? I think in class, there's this mild pressure to make a contribution to the class. And I think a lot of students are not really comfortable sharing any opinions. It has to be good. So when I feel like my opinion that I talked about was actually okay, then I do feel included. But if sometimes when I'm in an English class and when my English kind of doesn't come out in the way that I plan to, then I feel like I'm self-excluding myself from the class.
I completely relate with that. When there's a linguistic barrier and you have thoughts, but you're not sure if that what you want to say or want to say is kind of going to make sense, so you just shut up.
Yeah, so I think it's not just non-Korean speaking or international students, but also I've seen a lot of Korean students not being able to approach English classes. Whether they're in the class or whether they're thinking of applying to that class. I think there are barriers.
I think I would say on my perspective as taking a Korean class, it's I think my professor makes me feel included in that class. Because at times, I'm super shy to speak in Korean. I'm like, oh, it's so, sort of bujokeyo, not enough. But then my professor, each and every time, she will make sure I speak in the class. And it makes me feel like, oh, you have to participate this, even though you don't want to. I can see you're trying to avoid eyes, but you have to participate. So, yeah, she makes me feel included together with my other fellow foreigners in the class. So that's a good side of professors within SNU. They try engage with all the students in my department. Okay, I will say in my department, and so I feel included in such situations.
That's so amazing. That's just so amazing to hear. I'm so glad that you guys are having such a great experience. And finally, we come to the last part of the interview, where we'll be asking you a question that was asked by the previous interviewee. So basically, that person asked the beautiful people in the last interview asked that, do you think there is a particular sort of diversity that needs to be addressed first? Something that we need to deal with on campus first, like gender diversity or racial diversity or, religious diversity and several sorts. Do you think there's something that we need to address first or no?
from my own point of view, I am so not sure. I feel like all types of diversity matters in general. I'm not too keen on which part is more like in need of help, but just applying equal diversity, whether you're based on religion or being foreigner or not, or like whatever background you're from, like that's just pushing for equal representation and just making sure everyone feels comfortable within SNU is important for me. So just in general, one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Not necessarily, the priority or something that should be addressed first, but maybe people with disabilities. I think there are like student helpers being recruited to help them each semester, but I feel like if it's possible, it would be nice to have a more system-like approach regardless of volunteers. So yeah, there is like a student club for students with disabilities, and there's like I do feel that our school is doing well in some aspects, but I think yeah, it would be nice to have more visibility.
Well, we can always do better than
Yeah.
we're doing. That's amazing, and I think we had a great time talking about diversity, and I'm pretty sure that we did think about things that we don't normally think of. But yeah, we all deal with diversity in different forms and different aspects and contexts. So I hope you had a great time watching us. Thank you guys. So we ended our interview and we were just having a dormitory tour. That's when we realized that we did not ask them the question that they want to ask the next interviewer. So would you like to ask a question to the next interviewer?
So you as an individual, what more can you do to promote diversity in SNU?
And also, or you could answer, what can the school do to promote diversity in our school?
Yeah, that's a great question. So off to our next interviewees who would be answering these questions for our friends. Yay! Bye-bye!